Alrighty, testing. There we go. Wow, that was up quick. Alright, mic check. Stream check. Minecraft check.
I have a lady from Mental.
Alright, sorry about that. uh, Doctor appointment. Just happened to call right when I hit the stream button. Alright, here we go. Let's check the chat. Chat's working? Okay. What's up there? Is it Whitey? What's up? Okay, so working on this particular multiple floor elevator. I got rid of almost all of it, honestly, and went with a bigger design uh, just to give me more room for the doors. Do you still remember me? Yeah, from last night's stream? I think I do. So, what I'm trying to do right now is, excuse me, what I'm trying to do right now is I'm making this multiple floor elevator. Uh, Basically, I named it the IKEA because it's kind of like PewDiePie's, you know? Why does this look different? Oh, that's weird. Why does it have different lighting? Do you see that? It just seems like these... Oh, it's because they have yellow background. Ah, I see. When you put yellow on top of yellow, it really looks yellow. I got it. By the way, at the time it was morning for me. This time it's like 4:40 a.m. in the morning. Oh, that's not good. It's only 1:40 p.m. for me. So this is actually my version 9 multiple floor elevator. I used the IKEA colors on it because I actually was kind of hesitant about making the one tick version of this. You can see that this one is pretty much as compact as you can get it. Um, this one though, I decided to go and make it even bigger because it has a different circuit on it. So I've got a lot of timing fixes to do to get this to work. And I also need to increase, I'm going to go ahead and increase this to 32 chunks. There we go. That way these stop disappearing and reappearing, causing me to have lag. Uh, why don't you use a water elevator? I actually have water elevators I've made. In survival, I would use a water elevator, but this is more like a model. It's not really something I think anybody would ever use, um, except for to look at and go, "That's cool." So it's kind of like one of those big doors you watch. It's like a huge door that opens up like 50 blocks. Like who needs a 50 by 50 door? But can it be done is the real question. This particular elevator is actually quite fast in comparison, which was something that people asked for. Um, they asked for it. Super fast elevator. Okay, so I'm just going to. Let me see. Where's Gabriel? He is playing. I think he's playing Roblox right now. Yeah, he's gonna be taking over one of my older channels. It's not really very popular, but he's probably gonna be posting on that. I can't give you his name. Yeah. See here. All right. So I got this. This is gonna connect to that. That didn't work, and it's because there's no redstone there. This is pretty fast. It's probably gonna throw me up because the doors are open. So let me. All right. Now that I don't need the top floor closed. All right. Yeah, it's pretty fast. I would say that with all the circuitry, I probably wouldn't make it more than four high, but it's definitely going to be cool looking. Can you tell me his Roblox name? No, I cannot. That's actually my son's account, and I'm not gonna expose him to strangers. I know it sounds harsh, but yeah. Besides, if you were just playing for fun by yourself, you probably wouldn't want to be playing, you know, with strangers. If you ever run into them, though, I mean, you know, that would be different. But yeah, I'm actually, like I said, I'm trying to build this thing. So, all right, I'm gonna do this. There's no reason to have it, and then this can just go straight in here, like like so. I'd like to have like 2 repeaters on delay. I guess I could do 3 like that. That would be okay. Yeah, it's my son, so I'm not going to just give out his account to strangers. So I don't know why you don't understand that, but it's not meant to be offensive. But it's not like I know you. You could be a 45-year-old dude. You know. So anyway, I should probably keep this one away. I think, like so. And I probably want to put it up in here. Yeah, me and Gabe, we do streams together, um, here and there, but not every, not every time. Okay, let's see, like that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. That is right on the money right there. Okay. Yeah, instant extension works. Yeah, that's nice. It's up there, Dream Crusher and Disturbed. How long does it take to build a redstone contraption? Well, actually, it only takes me about a week these days. It took me about 5 episodes, so 5 days to make this one, which is a newer version and doesn't use any one tick, nothing with one tick. So it should technically work on on the Windows 10 version. Everything is hardwired, which is why it's so big. If I could use one tick pulses on it, though, it would be much smaller. Just for instance, just for instance, this is a one tick circuit, and things can be so much smaller when you can use one tick pulses. As you can see, this elevator is actually teeny. It's probably my smallest. It only comes 3 blocks off the circuit here. But I am going to go ahead and say that it is a 10-floor spacing. And of course, this thing is a haven for rabbit breeding. We got to actually get rid of some of these rabbits. Don't know why, but they just pile up here. I don't know what the F's going on here. Okay, this floor is set wrong. Okay, so Dream Crusher MKV says still playing Woot. No, I'm probably not going to be going back to that for quite some time. To be honest, the thing I dislike about World of Tanks, honestly, and I'm just not going to be harsh about it, is I really don't like the community of World of Tanks. It's not like everybody's bad, but I mean, it just seems like that. I would say the community plays into people wanting to buy premium tanks, and having 2 different kinds of rounds, premium rounds, and then you having to pay for them. Like, if you want to play a tier 10 vehicle all the time, you either have to be really good and win every time, which is great, but what if you don't win every time and you're trying to get a tank? I think they also shouldn't release the API information. The API information is something I don't think should be released to the public, because then people can go, oh, well, I'm better than you, or I'm not as good as you, or whatever, and they can kind of use that against you. So it's kind of messed up, if you ask me. Okay. So that elevator is super teeny because we can use one tick pulses. What's up, Sash McFlash? Free mini games can all burn. Yeah, I don't mess with those either. At least I try not to mess with those. So yeah, you can see here that I've made this quite a huge area, and it's because since this might sound strange, but This elevator, I am running the power to control the left door and the piston extension. Um, I have to run it across this block here, right? Which means you're going to see redstone. I can hide it, but I want to keep it open and looking nice and clean. So I have to bring everything around. So since nobody's really going to be doing a tutorial on this, I don't see a reason to try and compact it. So I'm making it as big as it needs to be to get it to work, and then hopefully I can do that in the future. Um, let's see. Well, I'm great with math, by the way, so I understand redstone more. Yeah, this isn't a mathematical thing, honestly, redstone, because it doesn't work like math. Yeah, the timing is basic math. The timings are basic math, but it's really more about planning and I'd say perseverance and persistence. It really has more to do with going, I want this to do this, and I'm not going to stop making it until it does what I want it to do. So, yeah, pretty easy. Well, I was just going to say that. Yeah, I wish it was math. If it was math, it would be so much easier. I can give you some examples if you want to see what I'm talking about. So, in real life, if you have electricity running through some sort of line, it's endless. You can run it from here to Chicago and the power will get there. And it'll be at the speed of light. But on here, it only goes 15 blocks. So every 15 blocks, you're going to lose, you're going to lose, the signal just dies. And so you have to use a repeater. But the repeater comes at a cost. Now, there are things called instant wire you can use. And there are designs that use pistons, and so you can extend this and get it to travel like at the speed of light, but only one way. So so the point is, like, right here, no power is getting to anything. So yeah. So if I take a repeater and go, okay, I'm going to add another 15. This adds in a tenth of a second, right? So a tenth of a second, 20th, 30th, 40th of a second. And so this is 80th of a second, and so on, right? So it sounds easy, but the timings really with this elevator are based on something. It's based on simple time. This actually has more to do with like time relation. Like if a train goes, somewhere. It's MC Redstone, not math. Yeah, exactly. But I will say that math does come into play, especially if you're using comparator logic, or if you're using the old school version of it, which is and or gates, which sounds really confusing, but they are actually still very much useful because they still are cheap. Like this is a RS NOR latch. And I mean, if you're really going to be cheap, you could. This is the cheapest version, and the way that it works is you can basically use it as a one-sided lock. So say I have a contraption being powered off of this redstone torch, right? Say I have that being powered, and then I want somebody to be able to activate it, but not to be able to get out, right? So you can't turn this device off from here. It has to be turned off from there. So which means is when they come through, they won't be able to access it unless they can get power to the other side, which means it's an RS NOR latch. So once you activate one side, it activates the other, and so on. This can also be used as a T flip-flop, which is just strange language for turning a button into a lever. But I like to think of it more like this myself. I like to think of it more along the lines of this. Uh, if you're using pistons, you have to know all the ins and outs of pistons, all the ins and outs of how redstone works. Like, you can't have you can have a block right next to this, but not if it's a piston, and only on the pocketed dishes. There's so many damn rules, it's crazy. I've made an auto sorting system, but it took me a while, a day to make it. I made a redstone mansion, and it took me a while, a whole year to make the redstone mansion. Yeah, that sounds legitimate. Oh God, now you sound like my old math teacher when a train when a train leaves the station. Yeah, this is actually more like that because you have to sit there and go, okay, if I hit the button and the piston's coming up here, then how exactly do I stop it? And so you got to figure out one is what's the right time to stop it, right? It really is more like that. It's crazy. It really is more like that. But it's not very hard to do, honestly. And then item sorters are, to be honest, they're super easy to make. These are some designs I made a long time ago. Nobody was really, I'll say, really like this kind of thing. It's a redstone torch key. You can't use this on Windows 10, uh, yeah, or on Bedrock Edition. But it's really nice to be able to activate something secretly and get into a secret. I mean, nobody would expect a secret waterfall, right? I mean, these are the kind of cool things you can build with contraptions. But I am going to go ahead and say that they get ridiculously complicated. This actually has 6 parts to it. You got the hidden door. You got all the controls and all of these. This, if you want one button to do all the jobs for you, if you want one button to do all the jobs, it has to be done specifically, right? And then you have to have timings, different kinds of timings. There's so much involved in it. It just makes it really fun. And then if you want to make it even better, I mean, what if you want to make it, really tall instead of being at one small height? What if you want it to be at this height, for instance? So it really does make things really fun. To me, it makes things super fun. Last time I played this on, I think it was Xbox One. Actually, yeah, Xbox One. Last time I played this on Xbox One, it was, uh, I'd say it was horrible. Honestly, the hoppers don't keep correct times. Just terrible. Wolfie, how can I make a basic T flip flop? Um, right now, I would say the best way to make a T flip flop is to use a hopper and a dropper. These are probably the simplest ones, where you basically put one facing up, one over, and then put a hopper into it, and then you put a comparator out of it, and then you put a redstone in it, like this, right? Now this has to be powered by a repeater. It cannot just be redstone. So you can only power it from these points with a repeater. If you try to do it without it, it may work in certain heights or certain orientation, but you can't depend upon it working. So all the power is going to go through here, but it's only going to be one signal strength strong. So for instance, if I sent a redstone signal into it, the item comes up into here, but you can see, look, it doesn't power any further, which means then you have to put a repeater there. So then you end up getting a delay on it. So a lot of people will invert the signal like this, and you get the power off of that, which is going to give you a strength of 15. But I personally like to use, I just basically use this, a block with it on there. And then you can get the power off of here any old way you want to. You could also use the old method here, which is to use a piston. And then you have the piston extend over a torch, activating the device for you. So you can get your power infinitely off of it. It's kind of expensive that way, but you can extend the signal strength by, I think, 2 blocks by using a sword or an axe. But yeah. This is the basic one. This is the one that I think is probably the one that's going to work. I noticed that this particular one does not work. It does not work on console, I think it is, or Pocket Edition, and it's basically just a more expensive version of the one you see in the background, and you can see that it makes it one wider as well. And it has to be powered the exact same way. It has to be powered from here. So it's not a very good one, I'll just say. And it doesn't always work on console, but it is a T flip-flop. So a T flip-flop basically turns a pulse. It turns a pulse into a solid signal. So in a sense, if you really want to think about this, we're converting a signal from a button. And you might go, why not just use a lever? Well, because if you have a lever on the outside of a device, how do you turn it off? Then you'd have to use an AND gate or an OR gate, which makes the thing huge. Yeah, this is something I came up with a long time ago. I don't actually know if it even works still, but you can see here that it extends it and then retracts it. Really simple. These are the kind of things you can do with the new modern redstone mechanics, but that's that. As far as the chicken farm, I have a tutorial I uploaded 2 days ago. If you check on my channel, it's already up. So I'm playing on Minecraft Pocket Edition. Yeah, I don't think you'd want to try building something like this on Pocket Edition. I mean, unless you have a really powerful phone. If you're or if you're playing on your computer, maybe. All right. So back to the job here. So I've figured out that if I want to get, if I don't want to have a line coming through here, that I have to run 3 lines back here. So now that I have the 3rd line, I'm going to need to also get power. I'm going to have to get power from, it's actually going to have to be from here, the same power source. So I'm going to go ahead and use yellow, but I would want to get the power from here. So I'd want to block the signal off temporarily. This would cause an update, so let me try going back here. I could probably use a repeater here, so I could go like that. Maybe put some redstone there. Repeater, repeater there. And that would power our door, but we're going to lose 2 ticks of delay, and we actually would want it to go to close before this. So right now the door should be closed, so I would want to get the power off this torch, which might actually make things a little bit easier. Okay, so let me get caught up on the chat. So I'm playing on Minecraft Pocket Edition, says Whitey Wolf. I know how to use redstone in Pocket Edition. The first flip-flop you showed me, will it work in Pocket Edition? I don't know, you'd have to try it. I know that it works on the Windows 10 version, which is called the Bedrock Edition. I know that it works on that. Okay. So if I want to get a signal, here before that, I would have to get another signal off of this somewhere. That's going to be rough. Yeah, I can't get the signal here. I could use another torch here, but it would activate the elevator. I could put a torch here. I could put a torch there and kind of get it upwards like this and over the piston. I would say that this would probably cause an update unless I put a repeater there. And then I'd have to block this off. So we kind of run into the same area where I'd be getting all these block updates in this area, and we don't want that. Okay, so the next solution would be to not use a torch. The ultimately we would want to get the power from this, you know, without actually it ever touching, because we want it to be faster than this, but it needs to be inverted. So if you guys want to know, I'm pretty sure you know what inverted is, but inverted just means that it needs to have it needs to always be powered by default. So I could actually run it like up here, and we're going to get a different timing on it. Unfortunately, I can't connect it there. I could connect it here like this, But then when we activate the elevator, the doors are going to open up at the exact same time. And then I'll have to match the same timings over here. So I think for right now I'm going to stay away from messing with the doors. I think I'm just going to leave the doors alone. Yeah, because I need to figure out what the timings are going to be here first. Because I need to get a line of redstone from this point here or here and get it to go to that door, which is going to be very difficult. Um, yeah, this is the T flip-flop that I found works well on Pocket Edition. Just place it down on the ground and then put a button on the top here and see if it activates. If it goes on and stays on, all it does is it takes the item that's inside of it and then kicks it out into the hopper. So when you update it here, it pulls it to the top, right? And then when you deactivate it, you'll see the item get kicked out and it gets spit out and then caught by the hopper and then goes back into the bottom. So it's a really easy T flip-flop. It's a small one. What does the bottom dispenser do in the fleet? Yeah, I think I just showed you that actually. The bottom dispenser just holds the item. Which, I mean, if you really want to know, you could actually get another power source by using a comparator there, because it will always detect the item inside of it. That's actually what we're doing, is we're just detecting an item. And so this is basically an OR gate that's compact, and you can power it from one side, giving you an on and off. So, yeah. How did the dispenser get the redstone from the bottom? Well, it's actually kind of complicated, but I could kind of show you here, and that is when you push a redstone button, the power will always go below. So on here it will power all of these areas with redstone, right? Including this area. So when I push this button, these are all the areas that get power. But when it comes to a hopper, or a dropper, sorry, it's actually a dropper. When it comes to a dropper, it's the same thing, except for it's the redstone device, so it should click. And this works on Windows 10 version, which is the same as Pocket Edition. So when it clicks like this, we know that it's going to spit out an item. So if you have say two of them, and this is the block, it's going to do the same thing. It only does this one, and then the device. So basically, right now, if I put items in this, it would just kick them out into the void. But by facing one of them upwards, so this is basically what happens. You put the device in there. The redstone block, which is actually going to be up above this, is going to activate it, and this is going to happen. So if there's a dropper on top of it, it's going to take the item and it's going to kick it and throw it into this dropper. But you do have to power it from up above. It has to be from here. So it has to be from this. This is a dropper? Yeah. So when you click it, then the item gets pulled up into here, and it can't go down, so it's going to just kick it out. And so if we have a hopper here to catch it, it spits it out and then goes back to the bottom, and it just repeats the cycle. Yeah. That's basically how it works. So by detecting it, yeah. So this is basically called a T flip-flop, but this is actually something that you'll need too if you're going to make basic redstone contraptions, and this is actually called a monostable. And it basically just means a one tick, but I'm going to say that this works like a monostable because what it does is it converts a solid signal into a pulse. And it works the same way. The the dropper will kick the item into the hopper, and the hopper will throw it back in. So what you end up with is a quick pulse. Now this has to be powered two different ways. One, it has to be powered with a torch. You can see that it turns a constant signal into a pulse, and then it does nothing when it's turned off. It only does it when it's turned on. So they call this a falling edge. It's called the falling edge monostable. And so if I wanted to take power off of this and say stop the elevator, but then I also wanted to send a pulse like a button to another location, then I could use this to convert that solid signal into a pulse. But it will only do it on the on position. Now, if I wanted it to be opposite, I would have to it's called an inversion, where you basically power the torch. And now when you hit the button, it's going to work when you hit it. So you can convert the signal just by using simple torches. But I want to say that this is what we used to use, which no longer works on Pocket Edition or Bedrock Edition. And this was the most popular thing to use because it's so simple to make. This basically can be a falling edge, a dual edge, and it can also do other things. But the main important thing is that this is actually called a block. It's a one tick button, but this doesn't work. It will not work on the Bedrock Edition or Pocket Edition. So this is why I had to patch all my elevators, because this does not work. And I kind of knew that they would either take it out, but it's never worked quite right on console anyway. So yeah, but it back before this was out, this was the way to go, and you could actually trick the game into making it even smaller. Like here's a good example. If I put a repeater here going into nowhere, it will detect and throw the block downward, which would make it super teeny. I mean, look, in comparison, these are almost the same size. If you really look at it, look at how small this is. This is a 2x2 area, or sorry, 2x1 area, and this is a 3x1 area. Back in the day, this used to be the smallest device you could make, but it did require this. Without that repeater there, it would not actually work. You can see that it's working in this orientation, but watch what happens if I switch the orientation to a different direction, say north-south. If I try and power it this way now, you'll see that it either will work or it will not work. Sometimes I'll say height has a thing, but see how it doesn't work? So by placing this repeater here, it will force the block to register the signal, and then we could get this to actually drop the block, but you can see that it's actually not working, which means it's still a bug that needs to be patched. Yeah, you can see that it's not working in that direction. So the only other way you could fix this would be to do this. And that didn't even work. So I think what I did a long time ago is I did this. I think this is what I did. I did how the hell did I patch this? Yeah, I believe it was I used some redstone. I used redstone like this, so I had a repeater here, and then redstone going in here, and I just sent the signal around it, and it would basically detect it. So that's pretty much the patch for it if you want to get it to work in that orientation. So a lot of my elevators, if you ever look at them, you'll notice that they are actually facing west. It's basically so that I can take advantage of this bug, which we no longer need anymore. We can get away with just using this. It's smaller, it's simpler, it's about the same speed. So the zero tick pulse is there any contraption can do the same on Pocket Edition? There is not. It does not work on Pocket Edition. It will probably, unless somebody goes in there and says that we would really like to have, like, you would have to get the whole community together and say we want to have one tick pulses and zero tick pulses in our game. The problem is that people have already started, deconstructing and getting rid of this, I'll say, really fun and easy way to get a one tick pulse. Um, there's another one that, I mean, gets destroyed in the process of this. This is actually called a dual edge. And what this actually does is it gives you two signals, which you used to be able to use a torch to pick up. Now you can't do that. It's a very cool thing though. So basically, what ends up happening is the power will get through here in a one tick pulse on the off and on position. Do you see that? Here, I'll show you. Yeah. So you can see that it still gets detected, but not quite the same. So I'll show you. I'll show you it in a different way. That is, if we were to, so a repeater. Let's say if we get a repeater, and then we use a lever instead, you get a dual edge. Now we could do the same exact thing, but with another type. But I'm just showing you this is the one I learned. See, so it gives you the monostable on the on position, but if we throw in a repeater, it gives you it on the on and off position. So you get a pulse on the on and off. Let's reverse it and see if it's actually doing it on and off. So this is a one tick pulse generator, but you have to, it's so big now. So here's another one that's much easier to make. Yeah, that works pretty much the same. Uses a redstone block. Now the problem with this one is it will clock itself like you just seen, right? And it stays on the on position if you do this. So you have to do it like this, which kind of defeats the purpose of having the one tick. But you could also do it like this if you wanted. Invert it. And it'll give you a one tick. So this is the way that I used it in another device. And so I'll just show you. You can actually see that when it transfers from one to the other, you get a one tick pulse. You know what? They might have fixed this. Yeah, I think they fixed this. I think it's orientational as well. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. This stuff's confusing, and nobody uses it anymore anyway, so you don't need it. What's up there? Transport and unboxing, huh? Will you do a tutorial when the elevator is done? No, but if I get enough likes on the actual video, I will do a world download of the actual elevator. Just to show people. I'd say make a backup because most people are going to want to mess around with it, and when you do, it's going to break. So it'll only be one elevator, but anyway. So somebody was asking me on my stream if I could make a faster elevator, and so this is the faster elevator. The door animation isn't quite as good as my version 10, but it is a relatively simple device, and it's really fast. Yeah, it rips. It has the nice animation on it, so it goes down nice and smooth, nice and slow, nice and easy. It's a really easy design. Yeah, that's actually what we're trying to use into this elevator. You can see that I had to make the circuit 2 blocks thick, which sucked, but it still works. Yeah, so let me see here. So I kind of got off track teaching redstone, the basic mechanics for it. Yeah, you do not have to be a genius to do this. You just have to basically come up with an idea that you think works, and then keep trying different things till you get it. And if you need to, if you go, how can I turn a solid signal into a on and off, but still yet I want to have another thing, So this is actually, I'm getting a pulse from here, a single pulse, right? But only when you hit the down button. And then when you hit the up button, I'm getting a pulse that turns this on or off. And then on top of that, I'm going to have to send another signal to here to tell the elevator to come up to you. So, yeah, it's quite a pain. The problem is that this is the space in which I got to do this in, right here. So there's a couple ways I can send the power through. Um, One is to send it up and over, so I could basically take, say, this pink circuit here. I actually put this block on to remind me, and I would have to go up with it, go up, and then go down, and it couldn't touch this, so I'd have to bring it down even lower, down here, which would actually work out. And as long as I either put a half slab here, there would be no block updates, and then I could get that pulse to this door. The problem that we run into is that I also need to get a signal to tell it when it's up and when it's down. So this would be the only way to do that. Now I know from experience this needs to be three pulses. So yeah. So if I was to do this, I would have to do a double inversion, which is going to be timely and cost a lot of material. And also this will turn it off. So I would want to try and keep it, because we need 3 repeaters on this thing. Yeah, we need 3 repeaters of delay. I've already tested it on a different device, that's why I know. So I could bring it over more, like that, and then put another repeater, and then yeah. So this actually needs to be down one. Needs to be down there. Actually, no, I was right the first time. So this basically will make it so the signal can't travel through, which we do run into a problem this way, and that is I would have to run it directly over the top of this, which would mean the only way to really guarantee that I'm not going to update it would be to do this. So I have to have a repeater here. I can't use a half slab there, or it will cause a problem. It'll actually update this piston, causing it to, I'll say, go haywire. Let's see here. So each, so they know what circuit does what thing. Each color has a different purpose. Yes, exactly. For me, actually, the colors are for me. So just from a glance, I could tell you by the colors what everything does. The red circuit, that's basically deep into the elevator over here, is up. It's the up circuit. It's what tells the elevator to go in the up direction. It also tells it when it's going to go up here. So this, when you hit it, you're going to be riding the elevator up. All right, does that make any sense? So up is red for me. Green is down. White is to stop on a floor, which is actually a part of the red circuit. Pink is a multi-purpose circuit. So this is basically, this pink circuit is so that when you hit a button on these, it is going to activate the floor you want to stop on, so that you can stop on from any floor you want to. You can go up and down from any floor. That's what this purple circuit is for. It's the same thing. This one just basically tells the elevator to stop on the way down. So that's why I'm using different colors. So white controls when the elevator stops, and then if you come in here, there's another part to the white. This is what tells the elevator, basically where to stop at. So this is what controls this. Also, if you're riding the elevator down and you want to stop on a floor, this white circuit will retract this block, making it so the signal will not travel down to the bottom, which is a very complicated thing. And I'll tell you, it took me 6 months to design my first elevator, which we can go look at if you guys really want to. It's not quite as good looking as this, and you'll see how my redstone techniques have changed. Let's see. I can't actually say your name. Is it Degeneration? Is that what it's supposed to mean? It says, yeah, like imagine each color is basically a different cable or redstone. Yeah, the thing is that they all do something different. So yellow is called instant extension. When you hit this button, the elevator comes up to you instantly. I have the top one hooked up, so I'll show you. When you hit this button, it just extends all the pistons at one time. So that's what the instant extension. When you hit the down button, it tells the elevator to go down at a safe speed, not at a ridiculous, you're going to get hurt speed. So you're saying what? So Whitey Wolf says, what do you do? Wait a minute. What do you do once you finish a redstone? Or what do I do once I finish a redstone? Well, usually I make a video on it, and then I see if people like it, and if they like it enough, I'll actually do a video download or a tutorial. Something like this, though, it's way too complicated to do a tutorial on. It would take 2 hours. Believe me, I've tried, because I don't like doing world downloads, because people could just get it and go, yeah, check out what I built here. I built myself a multiple floor elevator. I hope you guys enjoy it. And I have 100 views on it, So this elevator over here is going to do exactly what this one does, but much faster. So to show you guys what this one does is, if I want to go to any floor I want to, I can stop on it. So if we were to say I want to go to the top floor, which is not even hooked up, it's automatic. The bottom and top floor are automatic. So we basically just hit the button, climb on in, and it'll take us up, not quite as fast. Now you can see that something's gone wrong here, and I'm going to go ahead and tell you I know exactly what it is. It's that when I transferred this over, I left all of these devices activated, so everything's incorrect on this. Like you can see this one's on, should be off. This should be off. This should be off. So yeah, these are all in the wrong positions, and this should be fine. Yeah. So now that we have the elevator on the reset, let's go ahead and just send it down, and I'll show you again. I did do a tutorial on this already. Not a tutorial. I did a showcase, and I was like, if you guys give me 100 views, I'll show you. So this takes you straight up to the top floor, and then we can basically stop on any floor we want to. So let's say we want to stop on both. Let's say floor 2 and floor 3, right? Actually, this is floor 2, that's floor 3. But so now we're going to make a stop on the way down. So it should go to floor 3 and stop. Here's floor 3, right? We go in and we hit the button, and then we'll stop on floor 2, right? And then we could do the same thing. I actually forgot to fill that in. It's okay. And so say the elevator is in its default position, which is to be down, and you want it to come up to you. You just hit call up to you, right? And it instantly comes up to you, and you don't have to wait for it. And then from here we can either go down or up. So we can stop on the floor right above us. So let's stop on this floor, right? You can see the door's already opened for us. So it's not exactly I'll say unbelievable to do, but you can go to any floor you want to, up and down from any floor. So that's basically a multiple floor elevator, like a real functioning one. The amount of stuff going on here is just, there's at least 20 things going on. You seriously. And now that I have the door controls, it probably goes into the 40. on this elevator so far, all we got it is we only have it stopping on each floor, and we have it going down on each floor. But I don't have the doors hooked up yet, so the doors won't open. So I could call the elevator to me, but that ain't hooked up either. So the only way you can do that right now is to hit the down button, and it will come up to you. But you can see that it misses it because it's not timed right. Like so. Let me see. So do you, okay, let's see. Have you used a redstone contraption for creative and used it in survival let's plays? Yes, I actually have. I've done a bunch. To be honest, I was actually going to show this because this is going to take a little bit more time, but I think it's funner to answer questions, for people. So these are things I've built and then put into the real world, or into survival. I just put this in last night in the stream. This is the chicken farm I made, and I made it here first, right? And you can see that I made a bunch of different versions in the tutorial until I found, until I actually was able to do the tutorial. But this was the original design. I wanted it to basically do this, and I wanted to have my feathers over here, and I wanted to have cooked meat here. And originally I was just going to stand here and just have that chest and this one use an item elevator and have everything just put in one chest for you. Which I did, and it was really complicated and unnecessary, and I felt like if I was to do it in survival, it would make it really difficult. So moving on, this isn't my design, but it's somebody else's, and I really like it because what this is it's a fast smelting system. I don't know what a bone was doing in there. A creeper or skeleton must have died on top of this thing. So the way that this works is you take what you want. So I want the cobblestone in here, right? So say I throw in a stack of cobblestone, and these are furnaces, and I have, let's say I want to add 64. So we throw 64 into the fuel area, and then when you start it, it'll go over there and grab an item and then drop them all in the furnace. And so what you get is you get 7 times faster than normal furnace. Yeah, it's expensive, but it's pretty sweet because we get 7 every time in the time it only takes you to make 1, right? So pretty sweet, huh? Wouldn't it look better to use lava to cook the chickens? No. You won't get any drops from lava. Yeah, as a matter of a fact, I sat here for 2 hours building this and a couple other contraptions, and this is how much chickens we got out of this. So this is like 2 hours and you only got 25 chicken. Seriously, you can look at the feathers and see that you're supposed to get almost equal portions of feathers. So you should end up with 1 or 2 more per 5 chicken. But look at how much is being destroyed. So with the lava cooker, this thing it's not very efficient. So every 2 days or every 20 minutes game time, you get maybe 25 chicken, but it's a waste. So TNT, let me see. TNT drops all drops now. Yeah. Do you decorate your redstone builds once you're finished? Yeah, I do. So as you can see, though, when I'm doing mob farms and stuff, like these are some of my favorite devices I've ever made. This is a iron door, and it doesn't look very special, but it's actually called the good guy door. And what you do is you hit the button, and when you walk through, it closes behind you. And then when you come back, you don't have to hit the button. So you only have to hit the button once. It's designed just to keep mobs out of your house. But I also have a one wide version of it that's a single door. This was my first attempt at a super smelter. It does work, but it's kind of unnecessary. This is my second attempt. And I'm gonna say that I really it works, but this was my favorite one. It does, what is it? It'll do so much cobblestone so fast. Seriously. So you stick your blocks of coal in it, and then you grab whatever it is you want to smelt. Let's say cobblestone. Let's see, get rid of that. Let's see, cobble. Actually, let's do stone. And this does a lot, so we would want to do a lot. So we go ahead and what we do is we throw our coal in here to feed the machine. We feed the coal, and then we basically drop all of these in, right? And what it'll do is it's going to send everything in here, and it starts detecting it, and it drops in a single bit. And you guys can see here that it's already got coal in it, so we didn't really need the coal, but it's fine. And so it's going to do 15 blocks every time. So look at how fast that is. That's pretty sweet, huh? I mean, it's expensive, but with an iron farm, this is cheap. You know, I mean, what else are you going to use your iron farm for? Okay. So this is somebody else's tutorial that I tried, and so I've probably been, since I built this, I've probably been here about, I don't know, probably 5 hours, and we've gotten this much iron, which is really horrible. Let's go check this one out. As you can see, this one, right when you get into the area, it starts spawning. So this one's actually really good in the 1.3, and it really does produce. I actually just added more chests in just recently. You can see that this thing produces chests full of shit, you know, in just hours. Seriously, in just hours. And it's super resource friendly because I'm using the hopper for it. So, yeah, I think it's nice. Let me grab some glowstone. Yeah, I have all kinds of things that I've built. Just unfortunately, they don't all, not all of them work cross-platform. So that's kind of crappy. There we go. Keep the mobs from blocking this up. I don't know what I was thinking. There we go. Surprised that mobs haven't blocked it up already. But the lava should keep them off of it. But yeah, anyway. So, there we go. It's a relatively easy device, and to make it's pretty easy. It's really produces when you're in the area. Man, this thing produces. It is hard to build in survival though. Oh my god. All right, see you later. Okay. All right, so let me go ahead and go over here. All right. And I'm going to go ahead and jump back on the IKEA. I did want to see one more thing here. Yeah, covert store. Such a smart idea. Seriously, I wish I could. I think Covert has an Xbox One, but I don't think this works on his. I have it kind of rig jobbed up. This should actually work. From what I remember, it should work. Yeah, this powers off this, which then powers off that, which then this ejects. I think it's orientational is its main problem. Yeah. So this is supposed to get... Yeah, there's no power going to this, is there? Oh, there's the torch there. Yeah, it fires them both off. Let me see here. Let's see if I... Let's see here. So, if we push the button, actually it's locked. That's the right combination. Okay, we didn't get anything off of that. So this is supposed to... I think we're missing a block. I think there's supposed to be a block there. Yeah. So this is used to work. It does not work anymore though, apparently. That's what it's supposed to do. It's supposed to do a 1 tick on there, and it's not actually doing a 1 tick anymore. Yeah. And there's nothing powering that torch. Nameless channel. Hey, did you ever think of building some platform elevators? 2x2, or when you say kniff, I don't know what you're talking about. Oh, it works. Yeah, it works. I don't know what the hell. Why wasn't it working? Oh well, it does work. Combination door. Ooh, that didn't do anything. Okay, yeah. So this monostable circuit's just, it's not working, or it's orientationally the wrong way. Yeah. What it's supposed to do is kick down into here and open the device for you. And then you hit the button, and then the door will close and automatically lock. So there you go, lock. Oh, kind of. Yeah, I actually have one of those already. Just people haven't seen my channel, I guess. But we can go look at it. I have a... it's not a 2x2 door because... but it uses a flying piston instead. Flying piston machine. So... let's see. Let me find the right world here. Let's see. New up and down. Version 10 elevator, I think. No, it's this one. Okay. So this is basically a 2x2 flying piston elevator that has indicator lights on it. I did a video on it. It only has 100 and something views, but we started out in a 5-day period. We started out with this device here. We started out with this device, which does not work. This thing does not work on, it only works on Java Edition. And then we added doors to it to make it cooler. And so this one, you have to manually get out on each floor, which is super simple, and I could definitely do a tutorial on it. And I probably will do a tutorial on it. Nobody's said anything. So this is basically what you're talking about though, right? So if you want to get out on the second floor, you just get out. Right, and if you want to go up to all the way to the top, you go up to the top and then call it down to you. And then just basically walk towards the glass. The door will open. You go ahead and jump on in. You can catch your ride down. I'm looking at a sugarcane farm. It uses jack-o'-lantern buds instead of observers. Yeah, if you're on Java, that stuff will work. But this one's ridiculous, nameless. This is basically the same design, except for you can stop on any floor on the way up, and you can stop on any floor on the way down. But you can't go up to a floor and then come down. It has to go all the way up. So you could technically stop, let's say, on blue floor. And when you hit it, you'll actually see the light indicate that it's going up to the 3rd floor. So it's actually up right now. So I'm going to unindicate it. If I would have actually read the elevator, you can see that the top light's on. So we just basically need to call it down to us. You see the light turned off, and now it's traveling down to us. So this is basically, we're calling it down to us. This is an original device, by the way. I haven't seen anybody do this before. Okay, so now I want to stop on the 3rd floor. So we're going to go to blue floor. Here's blue floor right here. I didn't add in any note blocks yet, but I will. There you go. And so we can send it up on its way and catch it on the way down. Yeah, this isn't orientational either, which is good, but it's definitely a really nice looking one. And then we have the version 9 that we already seen. And I'm just trying to take another concept. Right now I'm just trying to take the one tick elevator concept to make a multiple floor elevator out of it. So anyway. So the next thing that I need to do here is to get a signal from, which I've already started, I'm using pink, but I probably should be using like dark green or something like that. But I'm going to go ahead and use pink for the prototype. So we're going to go ahead and add a tick onto this. And then we definitely want to block this circuit off. And then I'm going to want it to come down like so. And then we'll have it come in. I should probably make the circuit dark gray, which is what I usually use for instant extension. So now we just need to see if it gets caught up anywhere. So it goes through there and then goes across. Yeah, it only goes one direction, so that would need to be blocked off as well. I'm going to use the dark gray actually for that. Then we want it to come over here, and I'm going to go ahead and use a half slab anyway, just in case this happens to extend at the same time this is getting power, which I seriously doubt. But so this is going to get powered now, so I now have instant extension hooked up on this. So let's go ahead and is this actually up is the question. No, it's down, so that's not, yeah, this is powered correctly. So we want to call it down to us. Of course I haven't hooked up the doors, so the doors would open when I hit the down button. So we're going to hit, call to us. Something obviously happened there. Looks like we got some power when we weren't supposed to. So we hit down. Okay. And then we hit, so pink circuit is right there. Dang, that is messy. It's okay though. Alright, so we hit instant extension. And it extended the entire elevator up, not just, and you know why? It's because it's actually hooked up in the wrong location. This actually needs to hook up to the one below it. Needs to hook up here. So I would say that the easiest way to send a signal straight down and into this would be to use a piston and some slime blocks. So go ahead and put some redstone there, and I'll keep it one block away just in case, and then we don't have to do this weird stair looking thing. So like that. See, nameless channel. Okay, it's cool. I actually saw it already, but somehow forgot it for a moment. Do you think it would be cool if you build a fully seamless 2x2 or 1x1 platform elevator? I don't know, honestly. Seamless, I think I mean, if you can do it, that's cool. I mean, I don't think I would ever use it myself, but maybe one day. I seen a guy that just recently made a seamless, I think it was a fully seamless 2x2 elevator, which was crazy. But I also thought to myself, for me personally, seeing the pistons lift you up is actually what I like. But so I like to see the redstone, but I think that when I seen it, I was like, that's actually awesome. And the timing involved in it and the space in which he did it, I thought was ridiculous. Because they do exist, seamless 2x2. I haven't seen a seamless 1x1 though. Not yet. Okay, so I need slime blocks. Okay, so I could put this right up against here and use the movable blocks. I think I'm going to go ahead and do that. So yeah, this would be here. And we'd go 1, 2, 3. Probably 3 like that. And I'm going to go ahead and use some obsidian. Yeah, where can I find the video of it? Just look up 2x2 elevators and you'll eventually see it. The seamless one. Somebody made one. It was ridiculous. I thought it was crazy. I was like, that's insane. Yeah, I thought I was crazy for making stuff like this, but you know, that was definitely a cake stealer. Okay, so now we have this hooked up correctly. I'd say that the biggest issue we'd run into is that this is going to we'd have to have our next instant extension over by one, which is technically possible to have it come over. So I don't like the way that this looks, but I mean, you know. Okay, so let's try instant extension test 1. Something's wrong down there. Okay. Oh yeah, this is actually, I was on the wrong floor. We're on floor 2. So let's send it up so we can reset that piston. Yeah. You can see that something was going on there that kept it from going up. Okay, so instant extension. Yeah, it did its thing, but then power traveled up, it looked like. I think this is actually being interfered with, but with redstone. Yeah, I think this is being interfered with, or maybe it's the wrong timings. Let's try that. See what happens. So instant extension. Hit this button, this goes, and then that's gonna get. Okay, so this is what the instant extension. So yeah, instant extension would be here. So let me send it down, and then we'll check it. So instant extension would come from right here. Yeah, it just extends almost the whole thing, huh? So this comes through here, goes here, it comes down, and then it tells this to fire. But before it does that, this doesn't actually turn on in time. So we end up with ends up on a delay. We have a 3 ticks delay on this before it actually turns on. So I would have to add another 3 ticks delay onto this circuit to match it so that it works out correctly. So I think first place we could put our repeaters there. And I'd say second place could be here. That's one. And then we'll do a third tick of delay here. And I'm going to go ahead and just throw a block on it. I mean the only 2x2 elevator which uses piston extenders. I managed to find was Cube Hamster's one, but it's not fully seamless. Oh, the 2x2 elevator. No, I'm sorry. It's a 2x1 is what I was thinking. It's a seamless 2x1. It's not a platform elevator. With the flying machine, I would say that it would be fun to make that, honestly, to try and design it, but it'd be so hard to conceal the pistons, because the pistons are what carries, you know, the platform. If you're talking about an elevator that extends up, you're limited by by mass. But I'll just tell you, look, you could make a piston flying machine um, that lifts a. It could be up to I think it could be up to 9 blocks. So 9 plus the piston machine pushing it, and so you could actually make an elevator that's big enough for a horse relatively easy. Um, Sash McFlash says, "Hey, look up R RKF's multiple floor water elevator. Think you can make a unique design." I actually have one, but I can look it up. Let me write it down. His name's RKF. RKF. Okay, I'll look it up later. Yeah, I actually have a water elevator design already, which could easily be made into a. I'll just say that the thing with the water elevator is that all you'd have to do is. Well, I'll say that the biggest problems you run into is that you'd have to have air spaces in the water. So you'd have to actually put sand blocks or sandstone blocks to stop you. And so it's technically doable, and it's super simple. But yeah, I'll get into something like that. Like I said, I've already made a couple. Okay, that got 2 pulses. So let's go ahead and call it up and see what happens. Yeah. So yeah, we got this to work, but it appears I either forgot or there's not enough redstone signal here. This should actually be active. When I hit this button, this should have turned on to the on position. The hell? What about an arrow or spear on the piston that pushes you off, so there's no air pockets? Well, you know, something I seen the other day was it you can fly around with a rocket, you know, using the wings, you know. So there's a lot of reasons not to make an elevator, but why this shouldn't actually be stopped. I'm tripping on this because it shouldn't actually be stopped. It looks like it got block updated. Yeah, it got block updated, so that won't work. It has to have a repeater over it, I think. So I think we could probably get rid of that repeater over there. Yeah, I think we can get rid of this repeater. Go like that. Hopefully it doesn't get block updated again. Having the repeaters there should fix the problem. But let's try it one more time here. Okay, so we hit this, it activates that, resetting the floor. We hit down, it goes down. And it didn't go down, it actually went up. So I have 2 ticks delay on this. Should probably do that. Wait a minute, that would actually add on some delay. I might actually have to put another repeater on this thing to match the delay of everything else. Okay, try this again. So we call it down to us. Yeah, that's not working at all. So you got 3 repeaters of delay there, which comes through here and it travels at a 2 tick. Then this should extend. Oh, okay. Yeah, this needs redstone on it. No, actually it shouldn't need redstone. Yeah, that should extend. Right there, it should be extending. Okay, let's try that again. Yeah, it's getting 2 pulses. Yeah, that's staying down. Yeah. So having instant extension here is not a possibility. It's just, yeah. This is just keeps getting updated. There's too much redstone going by it, I think. Too much redstone. So I guess I could do this. I could do this, and we could get the repeater. We get it over by 1. Yeah, I'd say that that's probably our only problem right there, is that this needs to be... Yeah, it would have to be like this and then being extended, which we couldn't do. I think this is the perfect timing for it, so that's going to be unfortunate. Yeah, maybe I could do this instead. No, I can't do that. It has to be over by 1, so but we can't go over the top of that. So, yeah, let's just try moving it over, and I'll lose some delay. I'll go ahead and put another repeater here. And I will just connect this here. This shouldn't update now. They're pretty separated, so that should be okay. Let's try it again. What if you send a video of an actual wild world file of an elevator that I'm talking about? If I build one myself, will you showcase it on a stream? Let me see. I could, yeah. Yeah, I could do it. If you made one, yeah. You can actually message people on Xbox, or sorry, not Xbox. I don't know why I said Xbox. You can message people on YouTube. Yeah, you can message them on YouTube and send them stuff. It doesn't actually notify me of it, but it definitely does work. So that definitely worked. But we also got instant extension when we didn't want it. So it's definitely letting 2 signals through here. So this is down. It's supposed to be down. And then this is got issues going on with it. So messy. Look at this. Isn't going to work. It's touching that piston. You know what? I'm going to have to run this outside. It's going to have to come around, which would mean we could do a lot more with this. Honestly, if we did do this, we could just get rid of this pink circuit. Running it through here is just a horrible idea, I think. Just, yeah. My whole thing, though, was I didn't want to get the power from here and then cross in front or in between these lines, because then I'm going to have to change the way that they are here. But, I mean, for right now, I guess this will be the best way. Matt Plays says, hi, just sub. Thanks for subscribing. Appreciate it. Okay, so if we do this, we got to get our piston to come up here and be told when it can and cannot activate, which means we got to do that. Okay, so we're going to move this piston over here. So Nameless Channel says, okay, good. How more time will you be streamed today? I don't know. Probably, I don't know. Let me see how long I've been streaming. So I've been at an hour and a half. I'll probably stream for a little bit longer. Um, yeah, a little bit longer. Alrighty. Yeah, probably another half hour. Yeah, this is just temporary, but okay. That's gonna come through there. I just need to check. Okay, that's working. Okay, so I can tell you right now, like having all those lines around the back, although are cool, I mean, it's like eesh. Just all of this stuff. Honestly, if you look, all of this, all these lines right here, the yellow, pink, light blue, dark gray. If I was to just run a redstone line right there, I could get rid of all of it. But the whole point is to not have that visible. So to make the elevator look a little better, it's going to make it a shit ton wider. Wow. Can't believe that. So Martin Plays says, what would stay, but I'm trying to get small streamer subs, and I am awful with redstone. All right, yeah, yeah. If you come by again, there, Martin. um, yeah, if you come by again, uh, if you look at the title, if it says something about an elevator or shows it, if it shows an actual stream, then yeah, you'll see whether it's a stream or if it's a let's play, which I usually write father and son craft if I'm playing survival. So, alright, thanks for stopping by. Okay, I need to get rid of some of this stuff here I don't need. Not gonna need the obsidian. Not right now anyway. I don't need that. Slime block. No, I'm not gonna need that either. I don't need the sword. Okay, so okay, so I didn't cross through this time, and that's because that piston didn't get updated. Okay, so let's try it now. So if we send it down. That didn't. The signal did not go down. It did go down, but it didn't make it all the way down. I wonder why that is. Check it again. Seemed to me when I hit this button here. I've seen this get a signal from this circuit a little too early. Okay, so this is on a 4 tick, so I think that's too much. So we don't need 4. We could probably do this instead. Just to make it look a little bit better. I mean, it looks horrific in my mind. It looks terrible. Yeah, this all coming out. Not only coming out, but coming out by 2 blocks. Yeah, I could actually run this right next to this, honestly. I could run it right next to it, but let's leave it out for now. Yep. It didn't go down. It just did an instant retraction. Yeah, this is actually wrong. This is supposed to be down when the elevator's up, not up when it's... That's weird. Okay. Let's do a... Let's see. So... Yeah, so right now it should never do an instant extension. Yeah, it should never come up. And you can see that it's actually up when it shouldn't be. So I'm getting this from the wrong source, I think. I need to get it from a lower location is what it looks like. So let's check this again. Okay, so yeah, if I hit this, it's going to do an instant extension, so we don't want that. Okay. So yeah, it should be down. Okay. I think it's funny. I think I'm sitting there trying to do a goal, and I think that a lot of people are like, their goal is to just get me to not do my goal. It's pretty funny. Okay, so I hit the down button, and it's wide open. Why is it up? It shouldn't be up. Also, when you hit the down button, this shouldn't be getting activated. So here's what's wrong with it. It needs to be a repeater here. Wow, okay. Just figured it out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Okay, that's way too far. Okay. So we can gain a block by doing that. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15, and 16. And then I would need 2 repeaters there, so I might as well just put the repeater here. Yeah. Add a little bit more delay onto it, but it doesn't matter. Okay, so instant extension. And it did a double pulse again. That's awesome. Okay, so this is activating this, which is then turning the T-flip-flop on or off. And it's also sending signals. Okay, so at least that works. And we did fix whatever was causing it to do that thing. Now we just need to get it to do an instant extension, which, yeah. So the reason why it misses the floor so bad is because it needs 3 repeaters delay, the same that I have here. So we're going to go ahead and do that. 1, 2, and 3. Everything is pretty much over delayed, but this is going to change the delay on this as well. So now I'm going to have to fix that. So let's go ahead and send it down. Okay, and then instant extension. It still missed. Yeah, still missed. Yeah, I missed hardcore, so let's try adding another repeater. Actually, we can't have one there. There we go. So that's 3 repeaters delay. So it should be the same as what we had before, I think. Yeah, that hella missed. You know, something I could do would be every time you extend the elevator, it extends the entire elevator by sending a signal upward with a torch tower from each floor, and so it'll do an instant extension um, and then retract, and then the doors could open. I could use the doors to cover the fact that it's doing that, but I'd rather it work correctly. Let's try. Let's try to. I don't think I can add any more time to this, honestly. Holy tiredness. Man, I'm tired. So that's as much delay as we're gonna get on this, unless I change the way that it is. I could technically take a repeater off of here and put redstone right there, which should never get activated by anything. And then I could put this up, and I could get more delay, but I'd have to move this over once, or one. Might be worth it. Okay, so now we can put, so we tried, so we got one repeater here on full delay, we got one here, and one here, so that's that, and then we have 2 extra ticks. We do not want it there. Okay. Just me, or that seemed like it missed even worse? This is basically gonna hold it up longer. It's staying up. Why is this staying up? Did it go back down? No, it's here. I am definitely getting the power for this from the wrong area. I need to get it from here. Okay, well, I mean, we can do some stuff with that, now that I know. The problem is, if I need to get the power from here, then how the hell do I send it upwards? I guess I could, I mean, since we can't, we could put it here like that. I guess I could actually put the piston and have it come up through the circuit and touch, you know, or go down actually if we needed to, but let me rethink this here. So if I have 3 repeaters coming off of here going into a sticky piston, and and I want this, I want it to come up here, I would have to change this line. actually makes me wonder why I would want to have it even come out here. When I could have it just go from here. And I could just send the signal. I could send the signal down from there and tell it to do its thing. Instead of having it come up here. But let's try it. Okay, so I need a slime. Okay, so I think I think I could use slime for this. I don't know if it'll actually grab a block back. I'm gonna check though. So if I had it like that, that would tell it you can fire the signal, and then this is going to be traveling. So I'm going to go ahead and say I think that the easiest way to do this is to get rid of all of this. And have it come through here. The problem with that is that if, like when I want to do this next floor, say this one, it's, this one doesn't need instant extension, but this one does. But what about the instant extension for this floor? So that one would have to come back around and get its signal from this location and then connect into here, which is going to be ridiculous. But I will say that it definitely would work better down here because we already are coming across here. So I could just use a piston here. Let's see, a piston. I could use it. I could put the piston there. I could put unbreakable block there. I could use slime. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. With a redstone block on it, something like that. And I could get the signal. Okay. So I think I did need three delay on this, I think. And we have 3 delay on that. Okay, so when we instantly extend this, it should actually be on right now, but we're getting an off, which means this needs to be inverted for sure, or we just need to get the signal from that block. Yeah, because right here is probably the only point you could get it from. So I'm correct here, except for we're getting an off signal. So it would probably be the easiest to do that. Wait a minute, it's actually correct. It's not supposed to be up right now. Okay, I actually had it right. I'm tripping. There we go. Okay. So I send it down. Goes down and stays down. I do an instant extension up. It still missed, but yeah. Okay, so I need to see what's going on with this thing. So this goes through here. It goes through here. It activates this. 2 ticks. It's quite a lot, actually. I think that this is gonna need. That's as many repeaters as we can get on this thing. Any more than that, it would be ridiculous. How do I send you a direct message on YouTube PC? Actually, you could always comment if you really wanted to, but I believe you click on the person's name and you go to let me actually go to your channel. I think you go to the person's channel and then it should have there's a message button. So you could send me, it's a little arrow. So I don't know how to add people though. Add more contacts. Okay. So you don't have any posted videos, so I can't actually send you anything as far as an invite goes to be a friend on YouTube. But you can do it to me. So you go to my YouTube channel, and then on the top you should see a little arrow that says messages. You click on that, and there is a link that it'll give you if you want to add friends. Yeah, to add friends to your to the channel. That's how you can message me on here, but but I do believe you have to go to that person's channel and then send an invite to them. Okay. So let's see what happens when we hit just this. Okay, so that's gonna come up. It definitely did an instant extension. And it only did it from there. Okay. Alright, let me see. Send it back down. So I'm going to go ahead and say that I think what's happening is that I hit the up button. And then 1, 2. What is this? Plus. Oh, shit. 12. I'm going to say this is probably 2 ticks. 12, 13, 14. We'll say 15. 16, 17, 18 ticks is what we would need on here. So right now we only have 3. So let's try one more, like so, and we'll see if we can get this thing to. Yeah. So the biggest problem is that the faster the elevator is, the more timing you need to get into it. So if I wanted to go right now, I'd have to hit this and run in here real quick to get going in it, and that's even with 3 repeaters delay. Yawn away from the mic. I still need to work. I will mute it. Yeah, unfortunately, I had a really early doctor's appointment, but I didn't go to bed because I was streaming with my son, and I was so pumped up afterwards. Now I'm tired of shit. I just had some coffee to keep myself awake. But yeah, I used to hate that when people would yawn when I was at work because it would remind me that I could be doing something else. And I totally understand. So we are able to put this here. And I mean, honestly, I could run it underneath this line altogether, and it looks like if it stays at the 4 repeaters length, we'd be okay. But is it possible to put it here? You can see there's no room to run it. So how would I send a signal to this redstone line? How do I send a signal to this redstone line here to do the same that we have there? Yeah, that's going to be a rough one. Nameless channel, will you show the actual video on stream? Yeah. Well, I wouldn't do the actual video, but we could work something out where you could send me it using either cloud. You could use a cloud or something like that. Um, I'll say that if I put it in my stream, I would end up having to remove it because if you do it on yours, it's going to claim it as being revenue, and I'm going to say that I probably really won't give you that much revenue. But I'll tell you this, you know what, Nameless, what you could do is you could um, upload it onto your channel and then tell me you've uploaded it onto your channel. And then if everything works and everything and it's cool, I could basically build it on my world and then link you and tell people to go to your channel and just kind of promote you. It's not really going to help you a lot. Although I have 22,000 subscribers, most of them are from my, I don't know, 6 years of doing YouTube. You know what I mean? It's from 6 years of doing YouTube. So a lot of them have hung around with me because maybe I made a sand generator they liked, or maybe I made, an elevator they liked, or maybe I made some other stuff they liked, but some aren't there for that. So I'm actually looking at this and I'm starting to think that I might be able to squeeze this circuit here from this red circuit. I might be able to squeeze it down one of these locations and then have it go through there instead of having it on the outside. I mean, this thing's big anyway, but I would like to have it look a little better. So I'm thinking that instead of having this thing and all of this, we got to keep the piston though. We do got to keep this piston. But I could do like something like this. I could have it come around and we could get just as many repeaters in one block less area. And the further I bring this over, I could technically bring it over here and we could get this in. So we would have 4, 8, 12, and the fourth one here, and then this would give us in here. So then we could have our piston here. Yeah, if I showed the actual video, it would just claim it as copyrights, which, I mean, if I was going to do that, I might as well just do a video and I'll just give you credit for my own video, and then you'd get the monetization for it, which would be not smart. But if you're just looking to do YouTube and get started and you want to build some redstone, I'll promote you, dude. You don't have to do all that. Just tell me you got a video on there and I'll say, hey, check out this awesome elevator or whatever it is you made. Let me upload it and let you watch and then delete straight away. There won't be any if I do it that way. Will it? Um, yeah. Well, that's the whole thing. I mean, if you're gonna make something and you want to show it, I mean, you should take credit for it. I don't want it. I mean, I only want to show my own stuff. But I mean, if you were willing, if you wanted to just give it to me and I credit you, that'd be great. But the moment you upload the video, it's gonna tell me on my channel that somebody stole my video, which would be your video, and that's not right. But if yours is uploaded first, you would basically be able to claim it on your channel, which would kind of not suit me very well because I don't want to get that. I don't want to give away my monetization. I wouldn't be permanently giving it away, but it would definitely, holy smokes, how am I gonna do that? Okay, so we bring it further back, which I mean I guess is okay, but now we got to figure out a way to get the signal from here. Okay, so I could put that there. I'm starting to wonder if PewDiePie, if he's even going to, this actually might work out. Is this really going to be 12 blocks tall? Yeah, if this is here, there's no way I could make the second one. Yeah, if it's there. If it's there, there's no way to duplicate it because this space is being used. So yeah, this area comes down. I went too far. This is the wrong floor. But it does bring up the point that, if I'm trying to get it from here, how the hell do I get it over there when this circuit's right in the way? I guess, I mean, there's a lot of room here. I mean, I guess I could do this. I could literally just have it come on this side. I mean, there's plenty of room here, right? This might update it. Let's see here. Put another repeater here and just put both of these on 2. And then that redstone is going to, actually we don't want that, we want it to be like that. And then I could just have it come 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so that comes down here, it goes through there, activates the instant extension. We need to have another repeater on 4. Actually, I think it would be better off if I did it like this. I uploaded the video. PewDiePie has other people working in his world. That disappointed me. That's not good. I thought the video he did with what's his name, Charles. I can't remember his whole name, but yeah, I keep wanting to say Ray Charles, but that ain't right. But I watched it. I didn't think it was very. I didn't find it entertaining. I was like, eh. I mean, I was like, did he pay him to go on there or something? Is it because he feels bad because that lady kind of, blasted him or, put him on blast? Is that what it's called? It still missed. Still missed the mark there. We got 4 delay there. And did I have 4 on this? I don't remember. Let's add another one for the hell of it. For the memes. Yeah, no, I just like the IKEA elevator. I was just watching. I was like, maybe people that watch PewDiePie, or maybe even on his subreddit, maybe I could get some attention, for it, which would be awesome. You know, but who knows? Who knows? So although I like the way this looks, there's no way we could fit this in this circuit. So it has to be out here. So I'll have to rewire this to be like correct here, cause so that's unfortunate though. I mean, honestly, we gotta go. We would have to go. We couldn't do that. No, it would have to be like this. So we'd have two repeaters here. We could have another one here. And it has to come across here. I could use a half slab so this doesn't get crossed. And then I could put another repeater there. And then we could throw a rock down the street there. No. So if I wanted this to run, I mean, the narrowest would be here. Yeah. So this would have to activate that. And then this one would have to activate this. That's crazy. So basically what I could do is I could do... Damn. This is actually... I'm just starting to think maybe rip out the yellow circuit and just don't do instant extension because it's just a bitch. See here. So a 2x2 flush and seamless redstone bud. Okay, let's see here. It's definitely nice, man. I'm surprised that you don't want to, I'm surprised you don't upload it yourself and show it, you know? So is it only 12 blocks? Is that as far as you can go with it, Nameless? It's funny, it looks so similar to a 1x1 that I seen a long time ago. It looks so similar to one. Yeah, it reminds me of a 1x1 version I seen a long time ago. It's pretty decent though. Yeah, I actually I would say that the Bud version of it is really cool. I haven't seen that before. I don't even know if Cube Hamster's done it, but it's pretty awesome. I mean, yeah, I'm surprised you don't just show it on your channel, you know? Show it on your channel and then maybe even make another version of it where um, I would say you could make another version of it that's not Bud activated. And yeah, if you wanted to, seriously. I guess it can be expanded, but it will require a different mechanism. Yeah, some of the issues too, I'm going to say Nameless, is I'd have to look around as well to make sure that it's not um, that it's not been done before. Do you know what I mean? Like it hasn't been done before. Because if I show like then the guy that had it done before, then he's gonna be pissed off at me, and then it just becomes a whole horror show. But anyway, yeah, nah. I mean, it's really as far as I can tell, man. I mean, I haven't seen anything like it, but I haven't looked for it either. So, but I think you could definitely do something with it. You could definitely, uh, for sure, you could do something with it. You know, you could definitely show it around. Maybe I'd say Mumbo. Have you seen Mumbo? Sometimes if you approach Mumbo, he will do guest spots as well. You know, if I do a guest spot on it or something, then he ain't gonna do one. I'd say you should probably try to, nameless, you should try to approach Mumbo and do the same thing. Go in the chat, send him, tell him, hey, I made this 2x2 seamless, you know, and I was wondering if you were interested in it. And he'll do a video on it and then show it. You obviously have to give him permission and probably give him the world download. But you'd get more, I'd say more from that than from me. Mumbo uses Twitter a lot. That's another way, yeah. Go through Twitter. You could tweet him, show a picture of it, link the video. Seriously, you could just be honest with him too. I mean, he's pretty sensible dude. If you are just like, hey, excuse me, if you were like, hey, I'm just trying to get seen on YouTube. I made this cool thing. It took me a while. It's one of my favorite projects. Or whatever it is that you wanna say about it, and then you'll be set up. Jeez, I keep coughing. Okay, so that floor is for up there. So I think that the easiest way to do this floor here, I mean, consider we're doing the prototype version, I could use, I guess I could use this method. That would suck, actually. I could put another torch here. So you watch till the version with the lamp of the 1x1 version? I did not actually. I wanted people to, well, if I go for too long, yeah, I think I'm looking at the, let me see. Let's see, if you spam the button, the elevator won't break. This one, the lamp that shows if the elevator. Yeah, you know what's crazy? I'm telling you, I've seen such a similar design to this. God, I cannot think of the guy's name. Uh, Obviously, he didn't use any observers. He didn't use any observers, but the concept that he did is very similar, but it was not butt activated, so it's definitely a new one on me. Yeah, it's very similar to a guy. I can't think of this guy's name. He was really popular. I actually almost got his thing to work on Xbox, and then they did an update that made it so you just fell straight through the pistons. And the button also is spam proof. Um, I must have missed. Okay. So I'm watching the part at the redstone lamp, which is at 2:55. It just started loading again. It's okay. I'll come back to it or something. It looks cool. Alright, let me see. Okay, so this one calls this one. I can tell you right now that if I was to get rid of the gray circuit, that I could probably make the elevator this wide. But I think it'll be okay. Okay, so sticky piston there. And then actually we wouldn't want it there, we'd want it next to it here, like that. And then I would have to use slime to come down. The problem with this, if I use slime, is that, or if I do it this way, that the signal is going to have to go past this area to connect in there. So that's where I'm running into the issue, is that this area is open, kind of, but each area is connecting to itself. Yeah, it's pretty cool, man. I think it's definitely something. I mean, if it was me, I would show. I'd probably do a video. I would do a video of it. Um, and yeah, you already have a video of it, but you could do the video of it. Um, Maybe add a little bit of music. I actually had it muted, but you could add some copyright free music, and then that way you can kind of show it, and then maybe you could do maybe run some, like, I'd say mods or shader mods or something to hit. I totally forgot that I have that up there. I'm actually curious. It looks weird for some reason. Oh, you know why? This is actually a different version. It was a mob farm that I was making with a buddy, actually. And it ended up just being garbage. Honestly, I mean, look at how big it is. Yeah, it's based on such an old design, and it's a farm slash grinder. You got your nether portal you come into. Yeah, a friend of mine had that one. Yeah, it was actually a version, I think it was version 15, honestly. There we go. Alright, so yeah, trying to hook this up, I could use the same technique I used before over here. You can see that I basically put a torch down and then kind of ran some redstone underneath on top of that and then connected it to it. I could do something like that. I don't like the way that that looks, but this space isn't being used, so yeah, the space isn't being used, so yeah, so I would have to, I'd have to do this on each floor. And they couldn't interfere with each other. I could use a block of redstone instead. Block of redstone here, like so. Power that. If I had a torch here, it would actually, if it was off, yeah, I wouldn't need that, but this would be connecting this to this one and that with that one, so we couldn't do that. I could do this though, and then let's see, could have that, and then this. Let's see, and then this one would be connecting to this one. Should be in the exact same place. Yeah, I'm thinking I like most of this, but I'm thinking that, I mean, I really don't think anybody's going to give two shits about it, honestly. And so I'm not really worried about making it compact. Almost all of the elevators I've made recently, I got what, 80 views on one of them. Not really too many likes. I mean, the one that people really liked was the flying machine one. So, but this will work. I mean, it does come down pretty far. So this one would activate the instant extension circuit from here. So we could do something like this. Just have it go like so. Try that out. Let's see. So if I instantly extend, one side came up. It's just connected wrong. Oh, I think I might have this. I have this in the... Oof, that's not a good place to... I guess it's okay. I mean, I guess that's an okay place. It's powering down here, which should power this. It only powers those two. So this is the only one getting powered when I do this, because of the way this repeater is facing. So I could technically power over here. That'll give us the instant extension there, plus travel down. That's probably the way to go. I just need to check the distance on this. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. That'll work. And then I think I need to have the delay on that. Okay. So yeah, pretty much the same wiring that we had before. So underneath here, yeah, we can hide it, but underneath here, this is going to have to go... It'll have to be powered through. Like I could go like that, which isn't going to affect anything. This goes, powers that, then this powers this, then it goes through there, powering that by about a bit of redstone. And then I need to, I could technically do this time. Could have it come down, and then have this. Yeah, that wouldn't work too well. Let's try lifting it up one. So that would actually be powered, and yeah, that would be powered, and it would power through there as well. So I would have to... all of this would be okay, except for right there. Ooh, well, never mind. I spoke too soon. Yeah, this would power this, so we can't have that there. It's a good place for it, too. I mean, this is a good place for it. I'd rather have the same exact design down here, but I don't see this to be stackable, because the next circuit would be up here. And then how the hell would you fit it through there? Yeah, it would actually come through here, actually. Let's see, it would come straight through. And it would come up, and then it would be on that. Be something like this, and that's probably the worst part of this is that. Now I know a simple way to fix it, but it will add a tick on, which would mess up the ride, and I know that already by testing this, that 2 ticks of delay plus this gives us 4 ticks right here. So if you were to count this torch, so you get 2 for the extension, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Actually, this is instant, so this one doesn't count. So we got 3 and then 4, 5. So like 5 ticks. So if I was to put another repeater here to prevent it from doing that, and I could try rerouting it over, but that wouldn't work either because it would connect there. So let's see here. I think that it might be actually easier. Yeah, because I either have to run it over this and then down, or run it under. And I think this would technically be stackable. Yeah, it would be huge. But, oh wait a minute. This actually can't connect to this, can it? Because, yeah, no, this is actually right. This is the confusing part, is that this is actually for that floor. And then this is for this floor. Yeah. Makes sense. Okay, so now I just need to figure out a good way to not connect that up. Yeah, I can't drop it down. I can't lift it up. I can move it over. Wouldn't make a difference. See here. I probably shouldn't redstone when I'm tired. But, I don't know. I come up with some crazy stuff sometimes. So, this is what I'm thinking would happen. If I was to instantly extend this while it was off, because it would be. So let me go ahead and send this down. Okay. If I was to instantly extend this from here, so I pull this, it ejects all this stuff. And then this one is going to travel through here. And then this is going to all activate. So the door will open. It'd be horrible. Yeah, so you can't have it like that. I think that I don't like this system here. I think it's horrible, and I think that it would probably be best off if I was to have it come just directly over, maybe from right here, just have it come directly over and then have it go down when it needs to. So let me try this from a different perspective here. Okay, so if the wiring here, this orange wiring, it has nothing to do with any of that. I could have it come across here. We do need delay on the circuit, so I could use those repeaters there. I could also do this. Yeah, that would actually be okay. Do that. Then when it extends, it will go power through here. And then I could connect it in. And we wouldn't want to use this area. So maybe I should send it down immediately. So I should send the signal down here. Let's see, like this. At this level. We can go any level. It doesn't really matter. I don't think that it's going to cross up. So I could do that. Yeah, that would actually be at a good height. I could just block this off as well. Just do that. Yeah. Let's see, extra repeater, connect it in, and then this would connect. So I would want to put a block here with the repeater, and then I could do a half slab here, and then I'd want to do. Maybe I should come up or go down by one. If I go down by one, this isn't going to be in a good place, but I could do this and then have it come up so I could have the connection just go straight down there, and yeah, so amber gate there like that. And then I could either use a, yeah, because there's going to be a repeater here. There'll be a repeater there, so I could use a piston right here with a block. And then that would go into this. Shouldn't connect into anything, and then we could get the delay we had before, which was, and so that goes down. It's the right floor, right? Yeah. This one goes to that. This goes to that. Yeah. That's a rough ass job. It looks terrible to me. It looks horrible. You know? Just looks bad. So I could also I think this is the only way we could do this. Unless I bring it one more out. But I think I'm pretty much done for today. I mean, I think we've gone pretty far. I'm actually thinking about doing something, and that is the version 7 elevator is good as is, but it doesn't work on the other edition. It doesn't work on Windows 10, and maybe that's my mistake. Maybe I shouldn't be trying, or at least I should go. Or maybe I should refuse to work on things that work on that. I mean, unless it's something simple. I think Pocket Edition is good, but yeah. So we have 4 delay there, and then with 1, let's see, I need to count this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12, so that's okay. So let's see here. So this is hooked up now. They're both instant extensions are hooked up. Okay. That was quite fast, and it looked like you'd actually get hurt. Do I have the right delay on this? I actually do. Well, that's scary. Okay, you know what? If you do this, then you have to add... I think you have to add delay to this. I think, yeah, because if you don't have it continue down, I have to add a ticks delay on that bottom, okay? So, instant extension. Okay. I really don't like hearing this piston. When you hit it, I really don't like hearing a... I'm actually thinking of doing a good old CMB Minecraft trick. Just so it's quiet. Seriously? I mean, I might even bring it back. Yeah. So, torch, inverted, and then this, and then I probably would want to do this. I really just like doing stuff like that. I really would like it to be like that. It just would activate this, so I'd be screwed. That would make it silent. And then as far as this goes, that would work. Yeah, if I put this in the same location, this would actually be fine, but not too worried about it. This is going to be like a one-of-a-kind anyway. I'll decorate it all up. We'll try and I'll try and make it look IKEA-ish. Look like an IKEA box. Alright, so I think that we have accomplished enough today on this. Yeah. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this. Yeah, don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. And yeah, so I'm actually making this particular, I think it says part 2. Um, Thanks for the feedback, man. Let me see. You're welcome. Looking forward to continuing watching your streams. I appreciate it. I appreciate you coming and watching and sharing that with me. It's pretty awesome. You should definitely, I mean, if you like that, dude, this is how I got started on YouTube, honestly. If you were to go back and look at my oldest video, and you can do that, you can filter through, just go to videos on my channel and look at my first video. I had a messed up mic, a 32-bit computer, and I uploaded one video, and I just left it there for 2 months. And slowly but surely, 30,000 people watched it. And then when I seen that they did it, I made a tutorial. And then the tutorial didn't get quite 30,000. And so I kept working, but it gave me a name on the board. People started going, hey, that's that guy. I seen his elevator. And then before you know it, by the time I got to my version 3 elevator, which has 1,400,000 views on it, by the time I got to that nameless, you just have to put yourself out there, though. Like I said, either run music. Don't show people how to build it. Just do that, and then, I'd say, if I get a certain amount of views or likes or a certain amount of subscribers, I would release a world download. But just do one elevator at a time. Don't give all of them away. Don't give away your whole map, because it's not worth it. Each view is a penny. And if you're smart, nameless, dude, just as advice, you should get your, if you're an adult, then you should go through the process of applying to be a partner. It's super simple. You become a partner on YouTube, and then you can monetize your videos. So before you start making videos and getting views, I made the mistake of my first 6 videos that got 100,000 views. I didn't even get a dime for them, and it's because I wasn't partnered. And so anyway, you have a good one, Nameless, and feel free to stop by anytime, and you ask me whatever. Anybody can. And you guys have a good evening, or good morning, or good day, or good afternoon.